We haven't talked about stadium events in a while, but there's one that came up on eBay. It's a reel. It's out of Illinois. Again, throwing that the myth away that these are only available at Woolworths in New York, and stop it. Just stop it. Wikipedia is not right about stadium events. It was available nationwide. It wasn't test marketed in one freaking chain in one area of the country. It doesn't make any sense at all. Anyway, stadium events. It's on eBay starting. No buy it now or best offer. Starting at $10,000 for a loose copy of stadium events, just a card only. Now, what's interesting is the backstory was found recently. I think at a toy show.
It was like a toy fair.
Some sort of toy fair from a dealer, I guess. And this isn't a guy who didn't know what he had. He kind of knew what he had and sold it to this guy. It's on my favorite website, Nintendo Age, where they love me.
Can we go back to Atari Age?
Yeah, talk about night and day between communities. And I know even just me saying that might start a whole new thread on Nintendo Age at this point. But so he bought it for only $120. An NTSC Stadium Events, which is now worth $5,000-$6,000. You can say more.
The seller thought it was. He even told the guy, "It's the less rare PAL version," and he said, "That's so that's why it's at this price." I believe he told the guy, because I'm trying to remember. This story was relayed to me a while back. I believe he even told the guy that if he wasn't happy with it, he could bring it back and give him his money back.
Which is funny to think about.
Yeah. But even 120 is a little low for even the PAL version, isn't it?
It's low. It's probably $200-$300.
Okay, so it's just it's an interesting backstory. I think it's kind of crazy as fuck though that the starting is 10,000. I mean, we're shooting for the moon here, and this is how the price of games just gets thrown so out of fucking whack.
Well, let's be fair. I was just at Retropalooza in September, and while I was there, not one but two cartridges of Stadium Events sold in deals. One for $6,000, one for $7,000.
So
the $7,000 one was, if you're grading on a 1 to 10, it was like an 8.5. It was up there. The one $6,000, it was like a 5. It was. So people want this game. They're willing to spend a lot of money.
So we could be trending to a point where someone will pay $10,000 for it.
Sure, but that's not the good strategy to sell it.
No,
not saying I want to see a statement sold for $10,000. I think it's absolutely insane. Because I always talk about the limited amount of people that were willing to pay that much for statements, and that's a very small group. Maybe it's growing though. Who knows? But I think if he started as you wanted to see fireworks, started at $1, it would have got up to $5,000 already.
Exactly, That's the weird thing to me. You would think that the person who has this, who's putting it up, would maybe have some idea of how eBay works. Every single time I've ever put something up on eBay with like a no starting bid, it gets higher than when I've put an item of comparable value at like say $10 starting, expecting it to get up to maybe 50. I might get 40 for that one, whereas I might get 60 or 70 for the one that I put at no starting bid or 99 cents.
Sure. I think that if you wanted to do 10,000 or best offer, that's something different, because then maybe you can get an offer of 6, 7.
Sure.
Okay. But starting at 10,000 means that like you're trying to start some really weird. You're trying to say, okay, if it's selling for 6,000, 7, 5. Now I want to create this artificial jump up point and I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't see it.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. I don't think that's possible. I mean, in the realm of collectors, people will spend a lot of money and they'll burn it quick. But a jump from 3,000,
and that's for people that had to have it. Like, as the person spending 7,000, they're spending that money because that's like, I have to have it. They probably would have spent 8, because you know what I mean. They're not even negotiating.
Yeah.
So I'm saying there's going to be a drop of people that are willing to do that. I always tell you how much I spend for stadium events, and even though the price has gone way up, the amount in my head has not really gone up. How much I spend on it. The same thing with the Panesian cards. I have a ceiling in my head, and it's not gone up. for how much money you're trying to tell me it's worth.
No.
I just don't see it. To me personally.
And for me, well, I don't even collect for Nintendo really anymore. But I mean, the ceiling in my head is still the 1999 2000 ceiling. And I mean,
you're on the $3 NES ceiling. You know.
No, I'm on like a 500 to 600 for stadium events and like a 100 for 100 to 150 for Pan Asian.
Pan Asian, I think I'm still at like $400 card only. Which actually, I could have got one for that much even only last year because there was some shenanigans with a bunch of eBay auctions.
I remember.
Remember there was like 3 on eBay every week for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is why I don't trust the market for some stuff. Now, obviously, state events there's a lot less of those than the Panesian games, but not knowing the quantity out there, always you should be a little bit hesitant not to just be impulsive.
Sure.
Yeah, if you know there's a limited number, that's something different.
You never know when something's going to happen. And I hate to bring it up, but you never know when something's going to happen, like the Caltron situation, where they find a shitload of them, and suddenly the value plummets.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to happen with state events, but if it happens with the Caltron 6-in-1 and the value plummets, there you go. And now, so I always also maintain that a lot of the reason why the price on some of these go up, state events, I'm not positive about, since I know a guy who just spent a lot on one and wants for his collection, is that you get in some sort of weird well, if I bought it for $8,000, maybe someone will buy it for $10,000. I just gained $2,000. Yeah, you get into the weird who's the bigger idiot? You know what I mean? Where does it get to the point where it's insane and you can't flip it for more money anymore? Because there's always a point with stuff like that. There always is. State events is not Detective Comics 27.
Right.
It isn't. At some point, you're going to run out of people who will be like, I don't want to spend that much money on a shitty Power Pad game.
Yeah.
That Nintendo,
that I can get
for $1.50.
For $1.
Not trying to hate. I'm actually not trying to hate on state events because usually me and Ian hate it on more than we are right now. So I just don't think it's a strange. I just think it's a strange strategy for listing this, and that's all. I just think he should have started at half that auction, and you might have gotten someone to bite or best offer on that.
It'll be interesting to see where it goes.